Hello, one and all, it's Nerdcraft here, bringing you game number 3 out of this best of 7 series. Here, spawning on the northern position, upper right-hand corner of the core hall compound. LE is going to be a red Protoss player representing TTE Sports, WhiteRa, the beast from the east. Man, I need like a hiccups or something. You ever get that point, that time where it's just like, oh, I think I'll like do a couple hiccups, annoy you, and then that's it. That's kind of what was happening there for me. Anyway, spawning on the southern position of core hall compound, LE is going to be our blue Zerg player, hailing from Germany, representing Team Liquid, LiquidTLO, also known as Game of Drones, just because that's like his that's his Zerg ladder, that's his Zerg ladder account, which I can see why, because you know if you suddenly go back into, I think his Terran account is his Terran account's High Masters. He's not Grandmaster anymore, because he hasn't been playing on that account. But hey, you know what? Makes sense. I always have an account for a race. Me, of course, I used to play Terran. And I'm like, when I first started, I'm like, I'll play Terran because hey, they're cool and all that stuff. They're humans. I'm totally pro-human and stuff like that. And then I'm just like, they're like, let's try something else. This is boring. And then I play Zerg. I'm like, yeah, this is so fun. And then I play Protoss. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, I want to start winning games. What's a really cool race? I've never tried that. I was like, oh, if I remember right, I was pretty good with that Protoss race, which I've only played like 2 games at the time. Then I was Protoss for a long time. They're like, screw this is boring, go to random. And I'm like, screw this, I hate losing. Then I go back to Protoss, get up to gold, and I'm like, you know what, I'm sick of losing. Then I go to Terran, then I lose, and then go right back into silver. But hey, you know, I'm close to gold, I can't wait. Enough about my shenanigans. Of course, you can see the spine pool just about to finish up. Most likely a just pool expo because there is no gas going down. Of course, we're going to have a Forge Fast expansion coming here from WhiteRa. That's nice about Core Hall Compound, is that you do have that nice choke right there. Of course, a little wider than most chokes, but still, it's nice because the well, no, never mind. I was about to say these two are pretty close to the mineral line, but no, they're not as close as I thought. Of course, as a Protoss player, you kind of always want to get that economic advantage. Photon cannon is going to be coming down. Then we're going to see a gateway go down right here, I'm pretty sure. Doing the extractor trick, actually. Very interesting there from TLO. And come on, put a gateway down there. We go. Look, I look smart. And then probably Cybercore, and then Pylon, and Cannon, because I'd be out of range. We can see that some Lings coming up here. This is actually going to be an early Ling aggression by the looks of it. Just some Ling poking. Cannon is going to finish up. This is just mainly used to deny the try and just put some pressure, try and deny that Nexus if best case scenario. Of course, we have some probes coming up here. Going to make a wall so you can't get in and scout anything, which, of course, there's nothing to scout. But, you know, mind games. It's like, oh, yeah, come this way. I dare you because, oh, I'm going to deny this scouting info from you. And then it's just like, oh, man, he's doing something. I know it. And we can see the hatchery is coming up here from TLO. I'm starting to think that this was actually a lot, that was an earlier pool than I initially thought it was, just because I was, like, not paying attention at all or something. I wasn't really not paying attention, but it was more like I was just trying to explain something, and I'm not good at multitasking, which actually I found interesting. Multitasking is not good for the brain. I don't know like how it can make that. I don't know how multitasking can like hurt the brain, but it's just like the brain is not meant to like do stuff like that. I don't know why. It's kind of like a human evolution thing, which I found pretty interesting. We can see a third hatch going on here for TLO pretty quickly, so I like that a lot. Most of the time when you see the third hatch go up against a Protoss who fast expos who FFEs, you see the hatch go down about like around 8 minutes or so, just because you know they try to build up some defense forces. All going down, unfortunately. They try to build up some forces to defend, and then they'll go to defend the third. Then they'll go for it. Of course, TLO saying, why should I defend when I can make him defend? Being super aggressive here, he's just going to try and make sure that he's going to be the one kind of calling the shots in this game, which is always really good. You want to have the pace of the game. You don't want to let your opponent take the pace, because then it's really hard to come back from. We can see the Cybercore is just about to finish up here for WhiteRa. I have no idea why I like went over to the Zerg base and was like, okay, where's the Cybercore? Is it? Well, there's the Queen. There's the hatchery extractor. Well, where's the Cybercore? Oh, it's in the Protoss base. That's why. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about my ability to cast. I've been told I'm a good caster. I like to think I'm a good caster, but I'm always taking feedback and constructive criticism. As long as people aren't dicks to me, just like yeah, you suck. You thought this. You thought that. It's like, well, my mistake. I'll just go over it again. I hate when people do that too. Another thing I hate is when people like dislike my videos and they don't tell me why. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna put a dislike here. It's like, could you tell me why you didn't like it? What part of it didn't you like? It's like, it's like, oh, come on, dude. How can you expect me to get better if you just say you're bad? Of course, it could always be those haters. Haters gonna hate. People be jealous that I'm actually doing this for what I want. Now, these Zealots are gonna come in and scout. They're gonna see, oh, snap, that's an early third. Of course, with the fact that the Queen's out there and there's already a larva inject there, it goes to show that it's been up for a lot longer than you would initially have thought. Now these Zealots, unfortunately, going to go down because of the Ling's really good Ling micro there from TLO. Holy crap, look at that. That is amazing. Microing away the the really low Lings, almost as if he's marine microing or stutter stepping. Holy crap, now that is amazing. Oh man, that just makes me not want to play this game anymore, because like, oh, there's so many good players like that who fucking, oh, oops, sorry, who freaking like freaking micro their Zerglings. That's gonna be freaking awesome. Now we see that Roach Warren coming down again. This is kind of the liquid style of Zerg play. We see, of course, players like Rhett, Chef, Hey Pro. They're really known for going kind of Ling or kind of a Roach heavy build. And there's most in like a best of 5 series, you'll see Rhett use Roaches at least in 3 of those games, depending on the race, especially against Protoss, because Roaches are starting to become really well utilized against Protoss. People are trying to finally figure out, like, oh snap, this is actually really good against Protoss. We can see the Twilight Council is also coming down too, just about to finish. Now this could either be an early blink or it could even be D2. We see that the 3 gas are taken, so there's going to be a nice gas buildup. We see already 500 gas waiting, so I would not be surprised to see a Dark Shrine go down at all. Council is finished up here, but of course, little battle over here. Sentry's doing nice job with those force fields. I don't think he lost a single sentry there in that fight. Still nothing going to come down as a result from that Twilight Council. Not even blink or charge being researched. And we have a lot of course, with these Zealots, I would think that charge would be, if it wasn't for the fact that he had a lot of gas saved up, I would think that charge is going to be coming up. But it looks like he is just banking his gas because he is researching blink right now. So he's going to try and get, I think he's going to try and get TLO to say that, yeah, I'm going this very heavy stalker, or this very heavy Zealot play, and then he was just going to start blink stalker harass. Of course, you see more cute little micro there coming up from WhiteRa with his Zealots, and nice force fields going down. Looks like he's going to be able to clean up quite a bit of these Roaches. These Roaches actually are going to get away. Unfortunately, Zealots are slower than Roaches. I know, talk about something slower than a Roach. That's not an Overlord. Kind of scary, right? And now, gonna warp in some stalkers on the high ground here. Gonna try and pick off at these Roaches, but no, just gonna stay back. Gonna wait for blink to finish, and more stalkers coming in. As you can see, I think there was a run by that tried to happen. Another photon cannon going down. Looks like the photon cannon did go down. Sorry about that, guys. Gonna actually make a complete wall off here. Of course, with this pylon over here and this forward pylon over there, WhiteRa has really nothing to worry about when it does come to the warp-ins. He's like, oh, I didn't need to worry about, you know, having my army warp in over here and then walk out. Of course, we see a huge Ling run by. Gonna try and come. There's only one photon cannon. It's gonna rack itself up quite a bit of kills, but now the Roach is gonna come in, and this is gonna be a really big Roach bust right there. If he's able to bring these stalkers up on the high ground, oh, he takes out the Cyber Core, and he's like, okay, that's it, I'm done. But unfortunately, he's gonna come across WhiteRa's entire army. Nice blink stalker micro there, going in, blinking forward, trying to make sure he can take out as much Roaches as possible. Now for WhiteRa, that's kind of like, oh, he's gonna pressure, I'm gonna run away, all right, and then I can kind of force. I can force a nice defense at my base. It's like, oh snap, there's his army right there as he runs by. Blinking forward again, taking out so many Roaches. This is not going to be good for for TLO at all. Now the sentry's finally catching up. A single force field going to go down. Blinking back, more force fields going down. And Stalkers versus Ling Roach. It looks like it is going to actually be in the Stalkers' favor. Oh no, I don't know if I can say that, because the Blink Micro, despite how good it is, there are no force fields out. So these Roaches are going to be able to just drive forward as much as they want. Cyber Core just about to finish. No more sentries are going to be able to be warped out because the Cyber Core is not finished, of course. And now looks like TLO is going to get ready his counterattack. Cyber Core now just finishing. Would not be surprised to see some sentries be warped in right now. No, just Stalkers instead. Going to try and blink up on this high ground, I'm sure of it. And no, he's actually going to blink right behind the mineral, right behind the wall. Going to bring some Gonna bring some stalkers up on the high ground now. Nice creep spread here coming up from the Overlord. It's gonna try and make sure that there's little pockets of places where the roaches can catch up to the stalkers. And now stalkers going down once again. Robo facility just about halfway done right now. I just realized, like I say, just about to finish quite a lot, and level 2 carapace is also coming up. So those roaches are gonna be really, really durable. More roaches are coming up. This is kind of like a July style here coming out of TLO. It's like he sensed that moment of weakness, and now he's just totally utilizing it. Of course, since the Protoss player is on 2 base, it's not going to be as devastating as it could be. It's going to just be more advantageous for the Zerg player, 3 base to 2 base. That's kind of actually even in a PvZ match. And the reason TLO is trying to contain so well is because he wants to make sure that there is no third that comes up, because that's kind of a Zerg priority, is to make sure that the third does not come up. Now everything looks like it's going to get a really big surround there. All the sentries and zealots do go down. Stalkers on the high ground. The overseers are over here. They're going to be coming in to provide some sight, but the wall is broken down. The cannon is taken out. Immortal does finish, but it looks like he's going to probably die right away. Yes, he does. One volley from all those roaches. Blink Stalker Micro coming in. Looks like WhiteRa is going to have to GG out of this game. I do not see a way where he could come back from this. Of course, it is WhiteRa, our ever-enduring, loving WhiteRa, but Burrow as well as Tunneling Claws are on the way, and there's almost virtually no production here coming up from WhiteRa. These roaches are 1-1, about to be 2-1, and these stalkers are only 0-1, so these are really durable roaches coming up. And looks like WhiteRa is actually... No, there's more roaches over here, never mind. Looks like WhiteRa might be able to hold, but massive wing run bike here coming into the natural. Gonna focus down that Nexus. Immortal's trying to be chrono boosted right out, but I get the feeling that it'll just be shot down right away. Infestation Pit also coming up, so it looks like TLO is not just completely committed to this. He is going to be ready to tech up at any given moment. And of course, getting his 4th over here, and the wall almost virtually non-existent there for WhiteRa. Now the Immortal is going to get out, and he's going to be able to really pound some hurting onto those roaches. But of course, now that Tunneling Claws and Burrow is done, LiquidTLO can totally utilize that with the fact that there's no robo facility and no observer out on the map. So looks like that's not. Looks like WhiteRa is still hanging on, but he is going to have one hell of a time coming back. And roaches just being misrallied in there, going to be easily taken out. More roaches coming in. Of course, going to be easily taken care of. Third going to try and be established right now. This is going to be very risky for WhiteRa. Of course, he's getting his 2nd Nexus up as well, realizing that, yeah, I need to expand. There's no way I can keep this kind of production up. The Cybernetics Core again taken down. But man, talk about the amount of roaches that that TLO is losing in this game. But even more roaches over here. Gonna draw the stalkers out. Talk about, like, oh man, I took too big of a bite off. Gonna reveal that there is indeed Burrow. There's GG from WhiteRa. He sees the amount of roaches. He saw the Burrow. He's like, yeah, there's no way I can come back from this when I'm on 1 base with only 2 bases coming up. I can't defend. So TLO is going to take the lead in this series 2-1. Stick around for game number 3. Of course, my name is Nerdcraft. Subscribe to my channel, Nerdcraft FTW, on YouTube, please, so that way you can have some ease of access. I just realized the past couple games, I'm like, subscribe! I was like, oh no. I was like, please subscribe to my channel. I don't want to tell you guys what to do. I just want to make a kind suggestion, and I'm just looking at the texture on that, like, acidic saliva stuff that roaches spit out is actually really nice texture. It's really cool. It kind of looks like charcoal. When you draw with charcoal. I used to draw. I used to be an art major, so. And you can also follow me on Twitter at @nerd_craft. I just kind of say this stuff because, hey, you know, I need to advertise myself somehow. I would like to be able to make money off this and support myself throughout college by doing StarCraft. I mean, talk about freaking awesome. It's like, oh yeah, I had this great scholarship in college. It's like I could be sitting there with all my coworkers. It's like, oh yeah, I had a great academic scholarship for college, almost a free ride. It's like I did a sports scholarship. Another guy's just like, oh, Papa paid for my college, and then I'll just be like, they'd be like, how did you get through college? And I'd just be like, yeah, I casted StarCraft too. What up, son? Instantly make me the coolest guy on campus. Well, not on campus, in the workplace. But anyway, enough about my incoherent rambling. Stick around for game number 4. The series is currently 2-1, TLO in the lead. I'll see you guys then. Again, my name is Nerdcraft.